All right, Virgo, sun, moon, rising, and north nodes. Let's go ahead and start with some good things that are coming towards you at this time. So we do have stand your ground and Prince of Swords. So I feel like there will be some sort of confrontation that is enlightening for you. Now I know that that sounds kind of like, how is that a good thing, right? I feel like whatever this is, it shows you the truth about something or someone. There is going to be multiple people telling you something that's going on, or giving you a heads up, or putting their 2 cents into something that you're going through at this time. But I feel like with the stand your ground, it's about it's going to upgrade you, or it's going to manifest something interesting, something very interesting. What is this? What situation does this deal with? The Hierophant. Okay, so it could be about your job, or you could be dealing with the government or some sort of like hierarchy, whatever that is for you. I'm seeing that it's almost like there's a dispute, and you know that you're correct, or you know that you didn't do anything wrong, and because you stand your ground, you actually get like something out of it. This also could be a metaphor for you to not let people talk down to you, and so you're learning how to become or stand up for yourself, basically. Okay, so some of you have been allowing some things like that to happen in your past, and I feel like you're not allowing it to distract you or destroy you at this time. We have 9 of Wands. Okay, yeah, so some of you guys were dealing with something that may have been a little bit scary, or you weren't sure how to deal with it. So it looks like for whatever reason, you are going to be confronted with this situation, and you are going to have to deal with it. And I think because, you know, with this, the stand your ground situation, you will come out victorious. Let's see what the outcome of this is. What do you get out of this? It could be a boss as well too. I feel like someone told and higher up that you're doing something, or you didn't do something correctly, but you know that you did it correctly, or it's just a misunderstanding, miscommunication, and you end up standing up for yourself, and you end up moving up, or you end up, you know, fixing the situation and saving your ass, basically. Okay, what is the outcome? So the outcome is the Chariot. So it seems like the outcome is going to be something very positive. You're going to be on your way to success because you allowed yourself to not be ran over. Okay, so you will be on a quick path to success because of this confrontation. So do not be afraid of it. Just make sure that you're standing up for yourself and speaking, so that this person understands where you're coming from and why you are not the person to be blaming for the situation. Okay, also watch your back for people who are talking behind your back, because it's almost like they just don't know what you're talking about, or they're trying to undermine you. So you just want to make sure you're being aware of that. Now what you're realizing with this 8 of Swords, I believe that you're realizing that you have been in constant flow of conflict, constant putting yourself down or becoming the victim in whatever situation you're dealing with. And you've also been like not giving yourself enough credit for what you're capable of doing. I feel like that's something you're realizing, especially with that confrontational energy we were just talking about. At this time, during the beginning of September, you're realizing how much of a victim you've been putting yourself in, that victim mentality, and you're breaking out of that now. With the 7 of Swords, the Chariot, and the 3 of Wands, I think you also realize what you have to do in order to be successful and move towards the future that you want for yourself. And for whatever reason, I think you have a lot to do with that. Like, I think you realize that you were the one who was being really negative towards your situation, or not trusting yourself enough, or believing that you can't, or believing that you can make things happen. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like at this time you're realizing how critical you have been on yourself and how unfair you've been to yourself. And so with that understanding, I do think that you will figure out the path on how to become successful, or how to get on your path to success. It's not necessarily that you've just been putting yourself down, but I believe some of you underestimate what you're capable of, and I think you're realizing, nah, I could really do that. Like, I could do this, or I could do that, and reach my goal. Like, I don't have to just settle. You don't have to settle anymore, Virgo. Okay, so yeah. Wow. Okay, so for some of you, it's about you not valuing yourself enough to think that you're worthy of going towards your own goals, or having the life that you see for yourself. And for others of you, there's either your wife, or someone who's pregnant, or someone that you put on a pedestal, who's a woman in your life, and that is the reason why you haven't been chasing your dreams, or you know, going after things, because they've been doing something behind the scenes. Or maybe it's just their energy where they feel like you're supposed to worship them and you get nothing out of it. So kind of like this draining type of energy. Okay, so, but I also feel like that still goes into account with you not valuing yourself, because you have to be strong enough to know that you're worthy of also having that recognition, or also growing and being successful, and all those things that are important to you. You have to be strong enough to know that you're worthy of doing things for yourself as well. So it really is your fault if you're still stuck in that mindset. But just have this as a reminder. It's time for you to start moving towards your future. It's time for you to start valuing yourself. Okay, now this Chariot energy, what success are we going towards? The High Priestess and the Fool. Okay, so having this, you're in this stage of unknowingness. You don't know what's going on. Not in a bad way, but it's just like you're in a new phase because you've separated from some things that you have been constantly involved in. And so now that you're in this new phase of life, your success is literally up to you. It's about what you want, but actually putting yourself in those positions to be able to achieve that success. Meaning you aren't just thinking about what you want to do, you're taking the steps to make it happen. And so that can be scary because this is something new for you, but whatever you want is yours. Okay, you already can feel it. The Fool card is saying that you're going for it, and you're not saying, oh, I'll try it another day. Like, no, today is the day where you really change, you know, the way that your life has been going, the pattern, the cycle, the loop. Okay, and this will be happening for you in the future. I'm seeing for some of you it will happen during Aries season of next year, where everything will be really solidified for you. Well, it will be manifested for you. Okay, and then we have the King of Wands, Six of Wands. Yes, so you'll be recognized for what you're trying to do. This could also be like graduation or something, physically or maybe like metaphorically speaking. If you're going to school for something, if you are building something, if you're whatever it is, the journey will be manifested, or you'll see the results probably by Aries season. Okay, for some of you. Very, very beautiful energy though. Extremely positive. Okay, so you've realized that how much you've been holding yourself back. All right, so that's something we've realized. Now, what can you plan for? What's going to be coming towards you in your future? What are you headed towards? And what should you prepare for? That's something that I want to focus on, especially for Virgo season. What do we need to be preparing for? Because Virgo season is the time of harvesting, you know, and getting your things together, getting your shit together. So, of course, with you being a Virgo sun, moon, rising, or north node, it's time to start getting some things in order. Right, so let's look and see it. In natural fashion, I see that you have a lot of things that you're preparing for. So let's kind of break this down. All right, so I see that the Daughter of Earth in work here, I definitely see that some of you guys are balancing out your work life in regards to your co-workers, or the time you're putting into it, investing into it, and how this is actually reflecting into your everyday life, whether it's health, or it could be your materials that you want to have. You're like, does this job or does this situation actually help me get those things? Okay, so we want to prepare and start becoming more focused on how much work you're putting into it, and what is the outcome. Is the outcome matching the input that you're putting? Okay, when it comes to your work, that's something that you need to be focused on. Okay, we also have the Hierophant and the Lovers. Okay, so I feel like these are separate, but I also feel like for some of you this is together. Some of you guys are planning for marriage, or planning to really become connected to someone on a very spiritual level, but also emotional. So I do feel like some of you guys are preparing to become married. Obviously this will be in the future, but it could be literally this month. Okay, so it depends on your situation. But I'm seeing with the Hierophant and the Lovers, some of you guys are also trying to figure out what is your path spiritually. What do you want to join yourself with spiritually? If it's a religion, if it's just a concept, if it's a spiritual practice. I'm seeing that you're really doing work to see what that will be for you. Okay, so that's something you also should be working towards, figuring out what that spiritual connection looks like for you, whether it's through a person or with yourself. Okay, so it could be with a Leo, but it also is within yourself. Becoming comfortable with being to yourself, or being with yourself, or being alone for some of you. And then for others, I see that this is about understanding what it means to be married, or what it means to be spiritually connected to someone. Okay. Swords. Okay, so here's that fear energy coming up again. Understanding that you can have what you want, Virgo. You can be with the person you want to be with. You have to get out of this victim mentality. You have to. Because I see with the Hierophant and the Lovers, this is a time where you're making steps to becoming connected with that person, or with yourself. Same thing, finding that the equally yoked person for you. You're making steps towards that. You're becoming stronger because you're working out the things that need to be worked on, like your insecurities, or your doubts, your past mistakes that you may feel guilty about. All of that has to be resolved. I'm seeing that a lot of what you desire is coming towards you, and you're putting in the work to make sure that that happens, especially in a relationship setting, an emotional relationship. This is also very spiritual. This connection is very, very spiritual. So it isn't just a fling. This is like a really personal connection that you have with this person, or that you're seeking to find with this person. Okay. So there's Aquarius energy here. I feel like this is something you've been desiring for a long time, and you're finally making those steps towards it, but you're seeing how much work it does take because you want it to be really, really powerful. So that's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that, but just be aware that you do still have to work out things within yourself, so that whenever this person does show up, or even if you are already with this person, when you work on things internally, you can easily work out any problems that come about between the two of you. You understand? So that's something I see that you do have to keep working on, is becoming stronger within yourself and understanding your strengths and your weaknesses, not physically, but truly mentally, emotionally, spiritually. How do you love? How are you compassionate? How do you care for others? Meaning, how do you care for yourself? All of those situations that I just said, it starts with you. How do you deal with your own issues? And how can you translate that into helping the person that you truly do love? So, really beautiful energy here. I think this is going to be a time for you, Virgo. Happy birthday, by the way. Oh, I'm so late. Happy birthday to all the Virgos. I think this is a time where you truly are going to have to accept that this is a time of work for you. And I think you can appreciate this reading or this energy because it is your energy. Of course you're going to have fun. Of course you have some beautiful things coming towards you. But in true Virgo nature, it's about enlightenment. And I hope that this reading gave you a sense of understanding of what needs to be worked on, so that you can truly enjoy this energy. You understand? So nothing was bad about this. The only thing that I see negative is that if you keep being so hard on yourself, you're not going to really break through any of those old cycles. If you keep being afraid to go out there and do things, you're not going to break any of your old cycles. Okay, so there's definitely a pattern here, and I want you to dissect that pattern and figure out what needs to be taken out, what needs to be added in, so that you can truly feel that hermit energy of being enlightened and walking down a path of nothing but abundance and fulfillment and love, because you're choosing to do all of that for yourself. So with that being said, Virgo, thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. If you want to see more videos like this on my channel, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you're notified. And also, if you want to have a private reading with me, all you have to do is email me lovefromaleo@gmail.com. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.